Welcome to Level Up with CMJ. Hey, my name is Joe, and this is my Craps Master Dice Shooting Journey. Let's make it yours too. Today is episode number 174 of the Level Up program. It's day number 15 of the brown belt level. And I'm just trying to log into Crapsee here, guys, and Crapsee is not working for me again. I'm on the Android version, so we are going to take that code off of Crapsee, and we are not going to play Crapsee today. But we have a bunch of other things that we need to go through and talk about going forward. If you're new to the program here, guys, this is all about learning how to shoot the dice, and it is also learning how to do our trend-based betting system. Well, today we're not going to do our betting too much because Crapsee is not working. That's how I do most of my betting in that. And in the chat so far, we have Randall, we have Goldie. Welcome, guys. And first thing I want to do is, like I said, in previous level ups here, previous level ups of the brown belt version, I have not been using Bone Tracker for this belt level because this belt level is all about variety and doing things different and trying different things and learning new things. So, for example, everything up till the brown belt, we were using only stick left one. We're using a Yuri grip, and we're using a par style type throw. In the brown belt level, we've put in a Yuri dribble, which is a Yuri grip, and then we dribble it down the table. We've been shooting from stick right one, and we've been doing an underhand toss from there, and a whole bunch of different things like that. Before we get going, I want to talk about our statistics up through this point in the brown belt level. So again, like I said, I'm not using Bone Tracker for the brown belt, but I am keeping track in Microsoft Excel. And these are our rolls so far going forward, or going thus far in a brown belt. And if you look at it, we have documented everything from session 5 through 14. And our SOR, which is our sevens out ratio, is at 11.26. That means there's 11.26 rolls that we have before we actually seven out. If you look at our SRR, that's the sevens to rolls ratio, that means we're at 8.21, and we have 1.7 come out sevens, and so far we've documented on Excel here 379 rolls. So that kind of gives you guys a little bit of an idea on where we're doing, how we're doing, and how we're achieving these goals. So if you look at the SOR, I originally said my goal should be 10 or better, so we've met that goal already. SRR, I really didn't have a great idea of a goal, but I kind of guessed at about 8 or better, and that we are. So pretty happy so far, and we'll see how it goes going forward. Now, last night, Jeff from Mid-Atlantic Craps went live with Ed from Roll to Win, and their live show was all about talking about dice sets and things that you can do to change your dice sets at the table. And Ed had a great explanation of how to do things, but I want to kind of further explain what he was talking about. I'm hoping that Jeff from Mid-Atlantic Craps jumps in here, because he had a question about one of the things, and I don't know if it was just Jeff being Jeff, or if Jeff legitimately had a question. I think it might have been just Jeff being the MC and trying to get Ed to talk about it so he can explain it now. Good morning, Rick. But anyhow, let's go to our dice cam here, our dice analysis cam. And, whoops, wrong one there. Let's go to this one here. And let's talk about what Ed was talking about. And the reason I bring this up, guys, is because there was a comment in the, during the show, and he says, and the person that put in there says, Ed simplifies the dice concept rather than relying on the George from CY chart, which is not easy to do at the table. George from CY is superhuman, but I am human. So basically what they're saying is, you know, I'm going through this chart that George has, and it's very difficult to follow. which I completely agree with. It is very difficult, but that's why we are practicing. But also remember, everyone, that this is only one method of analyzing the dice sets and changing the dice sets to help prolong your roll, to help it so that you have, it takes a longer time for that 7 to roll. But anyhow, Ed was talking about last night his 2V set, and he used the 2, 3, so that would be the 2, 3, the 2, 1 dice set. So it's a 2, 3, 2, 1 dice set. That's what he classified as his 2V. Now remember, there's 3 different families of dice sets. There's the 3V, and the 3V dice set family includes the 3V, the 2V, and the cross 6s. So that's all one family of dice. The second family of dice is going to be your hardways, and in that hardways you can also include your all 7s. And then the third family set is going to be your kissing sets. And again, like I said, last night Ed was talking about his 2V set, and he referred to it as the 2-3-2-1. Now, Ed has some really fancy things, and what he did is he took this dice here and he slid it over and he flipped this one around, and then he went from the 2-1-2-3, and I gotta change this over here a little bit, 2-1-2-3 to the 2-6-2-3, and then he flipped it around again, and he went from that to the 2-4-2-6, and then he flipped it around one more time. And he said there's 4 different ways to throw that 2V. So we got the 2-1-2-4. So let's go back to our original, which is the 2-1-2-3. And if you look at this now, and this is why he said there's only 4 sets for this 2V, is if you look at it, the front is a 1, while the inside of this, oops, I'm sorry, 2-1-2-4 is what he went with. Nope, I'm wrong again. Here we go. There we go. If I get the right set, no, okay. So the 2-3-2-1 dice set. And what he did is, or if you look at it, the front of this dice set here is going to be a 3. The inside is going to be the 3 there. If you look at the front of this one, that's a 1. And that's going to be a 1 on the inside. So that would be set number 1 that he showed, okay? Now when he did that little flipperoo and he slid that one over, he slid this around here, and what's going to happen now is you're going to have the 2-6-2-3 dice set, okay? We're going to put that one right here. And what's going to happen is now the 6 is on the front here, it's also on the inside. On this side is going to be the 3, and on the inside is a 3, okay? Now what he did is he slid this over, he flipped this one around, and it's going to give you that 2-4-2-6 dice set, another 2V, okay? And guess what? Front is a 4, inside's a 4. Front is a 6, inside is a 6. And then the last one that he did was he slid this one over, and he rotated this one around again, and he came up with the 2-1-2-4 dice set. So we're going to go 2-1-2-4, and that's our last 2V dice set. Again, the front is a 1, the inside is a 1, the front of this one's a 4, and the inside's a 4. Now that's the 4 ways that you can do the 2V. And notice the consistency that the front of one dice is the inside of the opposite dice or the other dice. Now, let's take these dice sets out. And remember that them are all the inside and fronts here, okay? Now, let's go to our 2-4-2-1 dice set, okay? And again, that is your 2V. That happens to be an upside down 2V. But if you look at this now, the front of this die is 4. The outside is going to be a 4, okay? The front is a 1. The outside is a 1, okay? So let's set that right up here. We got the 2-4-2-1. Okay, and I'm gonna make sure that's in camera view there, good. Okay, now what you can do is you can do the same thing as what Ed did last night, is you can slide that dice over, turn this one around, and that's gonna give you the 2-6-2-4 dice set. Okay, so we'll go 2, 6, 2, 4. We'll put that one right up here so that way you have your second 2V there again. Again, the front is a 6, the outside's a 6. The front is a 4, the outside's a 4. Okay, and I'm going to explain to you guys why this is important in a little bit here. 2, 6, we're going to rotate this one around. So our next 2V will be the 2, 3, 2, 6. Okay, again, the front is a 3, the outside is a 3, front is a 6, the outside is a 6. And then our last ones, we're going to slide it over, we're going to rotate this one around again. Your last one's going to be your 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and again, front is a 1, outside is a 1, front is a 3, and the outside is a 3. Okay, so that is all your different 2V dice sets. He had talked about 4 of them. There's actually 8 of them, but there's 2 groups of 4, if you will. So keep in mind that in order to be consistent with your dice throw, and I'll show you guys in just a second what I mean by that. In order to be consistent with your dice throw, you need to make sure that you're keeping the same setups as what these groups are. So this group here is, again, like I said, the front face is the outside, whereas the original ones that we went through, the 2, let me set it up this way. 2, 4, 2, 1 is the one I just got done doing. So the front and the outside is 1. And then we have the 2, 3, 2, 1. And this is the front is the inside, okay? The 7s are going to show essentially the same way with both groups of the 2V dice sets, okay? So let's go with this version here, the 2, 3, 2, 1, which is our first set of 4 that we showed. What happens is, let's say our dice implodes, and then it's single pitches on the other one. That's where your 7 will come up, okay? So that was the 2, 3, 2, 1. The next one that I showed you was that 2, 6, 2, 3, okay? And again, remember, over here on the last one, we did an implode and a single pitch. They all show up the same way as long as we keep that set up the same. So again, we have a 2, 4, 2, 6, which is the third one that I showed you. Again, we implode and single pitch back. Okay, and then the last one was that 2, 1, 2, 4. Again, implode and single pitch back, and there's our 7s, okay? That's all for that first set. Remember, we just went through and we did an implode, and we get back here once. And I hope this is not confusing you guys at all. But remember, we did an implode and we did the single pitch back. Now, if I go with that second grouping of 2Vs, which is the 2, 4, 2, 1, again, we're going to do that same implode, but instead of rotating back single pitch, we actually single pitch forward towards us. And that's where that second set of 4s comes from. Now, remember I said that the 3V, 2V, and the cross 6s are all essentially the same dice family. So what happens is, let's go with our 3V dice set, which is, let's go 3, 2, 3, 6. Okay, and remember that with the 3, 2, 3, 6, my front die here is going to be a 2. Well, guess what, guys? The inside's a 2. Same thing as what we just got done doing with the 2V sets. The front is a 6. The inside is a 6. And again, I can slide this over, rotate it around like Ed was doing, and we have a 3V again. This time it's upside down. Front is a 1. Inside's a 1. Front is a 2. Inside's a 2. Again, we'll slide it around, and we will rotate it around here. Another 3V set, we have a 5 on the front, 5 on the inside, 1 on the front, 1 on the inside, and the last option would be another 3V, which is a 6 on the front, 6 on the inside, 5 on the front, 5 on the inside, okay? So that is our 3V set. And again, If I was to rotate this around, so we'll go back to our 3-2-3-6, which is my original 3V that I normally throw. If I was to rotate this dice around here, the opposite set of 4 come up. So the front is a 2, the outside is going to be a 2. The front is a 1, the outside is going to be a 1. So you see how that works and how the similarity is there between the 2V and the 3V dice set. Okay, the last option is going to be your cross sixes. And let's go with the 6-2-6-3 dice set. Okay, so cross sixes is where one goes one direction, the other one goes the other direction. And again, this is going to be set up the same way as the 2V and the 3V. If you look at the front of this 6 is a 2, the inside, oops, I have the wrong one here, I'm sorry, 6-2-6-4. The inside is going to be a 2. The front is a 4, the inside's a 4, okay? Again, I can slide it over, rotate it around, and we're going to have the same setup. Another cross sixes, the front is a 3, inside's a 3. And again, the front is a 2, inside's a 2. So I mean, we just slide it over, rotate it around, and there's our third one. Front is a 5, inside's a 5, front is a 3, inside's a 3. And then the last one, slide that over, rotate it around. This is your last cross sixes. Front is a 4, inside's a 4, front is a 5, inside's a 5. So why is this important now? You could do a thing called rhythm rolling. So let's say we throw the 2 dice down to the end of the table. It comes up as a 2-1. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take these dice, I'm going to put that 2-1, I'm going to face it towards me, and I'm going to keep that 1 on the front. I'm going to rotate it so that 2 is on the inside because that's the front of this face. This dice over here, this is a 1 over here, so I'm going to rotate that so the 1 is on the inside now. So what happened is I took that 2-1 that was on top, rotated it towards me, I put it so the 1 is on the inside, the 2 is on the inside, and I rotate this around, guys, and look what we have. We have that 3V dice set again, okay? Let's do it again. We got a 4-3-7s. Let's go 4-3 towards us. We're going to rotate this around so that 4 is on the inside. Whoops, that's the wrong set to use. Let's go 6-4. We're going to rotate that in towards us. The 6 is on front here, so we got to put that 6 on the inside. The 4 is on front here, so we got to put that 4 on the inside here. Okay. Again, we have that 6-4 that we roll, but let's roll it around here. Look what happened, guys. We now have that 2V dice set. And that can also be done with the cross sixes. So something to kind of keep in mind, and hopefully that gives you guys a little bit of an example and a reason why it's important to keep the 2V and the 3V and everything set up the way that it is. So let me go back, check the chats here. And we'll get back to our regular screen. Again, that was kind of a long explanation of everything that we went through that they kind of talked about last night a little bit. But hopefully that's a little bit more detailed, and hopefully I didn't confuse everybody there. Let me go back up here and check the chat, see what everything is, because I did not watch a lot of the chat here. Let's start over in the beginning here. We got Randall, we got Golda, we got CCC, Ron, we got Rick. Mac is here. Good morning, Yuri Grip. I'm only touching the edges of the dice, correct, not the faces. Good morning, SJ. Navaldo. Good morning. Hopefully that explanation was a little bit better for you, Navaldo. And remember, Navaldo, that we're using this George from CY matrix here. This is only one method of adjusting the dice at the table, and it may be confusing, but that's what our practice is all about. Good morning, Marble Fork. Marble Fork's asking what the difference is between George's and Ed's charts. George's charts go based off of what your previous rolls were. So your previous 2 rolls, and then you make adjustments from there. For example, if like I just got done showing you that 3V, the 2V, and the cross sixes, your sevens will show up if one dice implodes or explodes and it single pitches. That's where your sevens are going to show up. On a hardway set, which is the second dice family, your sevens are going to show up on a double pitch. So if your dice double pitched, that's where all of your sevens come from, and all four sides will be a seven with that double pitch on the hardway set. On your kissing sets, again, I have to go back and remember where they come from, but let's use a 4-2-2-4, which is what I was showing. Your sevens are going to show up if you have a drift. Okay, so if the dice drift, your sevens will show up. And then there's also I forget what the other one is. 4-2-2-4. Okay, if you single pitch and a dice roll, that's going to be another set of sevens there. Okay, so if you single pitch one of the dice, you'll have two sevens that show up, the 5-2 and the 2-5. So that kind of hopefully helps you guys with that explanation as well. Good morning, Duracell. Good morning, George. The second part of that, Ed's charts, Ed actually goes off of the bone tracker results, and what he did is he went through and he found out he did 720 throws, and then he found his best dice set based off of that. And with that dice set, it gives you the variations to hit different numbers. So what Ed is trying to do is he's trying to pick the dice set that throws the least number of sevens, and then he tries to find the variations of that dice set. So again, like I said, the 3V, we had 4 different ones that you could do that transfer over to the 2V. Then you get those same 4. The 7s show up the same way on that one, and then you go to the cross sixes, and the 7s show up the same way in those cross sixes, like I just showed in the beginning here. So that's the difference between Ed's and George's chart there. And then we're going to be going through other methods of adjusting the dice at the table as we go forward. So we got Navaldo here. We got Rogers here. Good morning. We got Alfredo, Texas Crap Shooters. We got Coach Joe. And I believe that's everybody. So anyhow, guys, again, I cannot get Crapsee working today, so we're just going to throw our dice. And we're going to keep track in KPI. We're going to use the Yuri grip with the par style toss today. Let me engage KPI roll tracker. And guys, if you have questions in the chat, if you think I'm just plain old nuts, make sure you put that in there. If you have questions, ask away. If you want to say hi, make sure you say hi, all those types of things. We're just going to go with our 3V dice set today. We're going to go 3-2, 3-6. We're not going to make any adjustments. And we're just going to see how well we can do with the 3V dice set. So let's go dice out, shooter number 1, roll number 1. And dice out. And we start off with a 3-2-5. So that'd be the no feel 5. Okay, let's do the rhythm rolling way of setting the dice here, okay? So we got a 5 entered in. Okay, we're gonna rotate those through towards us. We're gonna put the 3 on the inside, the 2 on the inside. So this is gonna be a cross sixes set now. So this is one easy way of doing a rhythm rolling style of throwing the dice. We got 14 people watching on YouTube. And we got dice out. Hit the mixing bowl just slightly. We have a 2, 6, 8. That would be the Duracell 8. Go out and support live craps. So again, we're going to roll that towards us. We're going to put a 2 on the inside, and we're going to put a 6 on the inside. So that's going to give us a 3V dice set. So see how these are all transferring, how they go back and forth. And this is kind of what Ed was referring to on his chart. If you find your dice set, you can make these adjustments, and you know that the sevens are going to show up in the same way, the same fashion as what all the other ones are. So with this, our sevens are going to show up on that double pitch. Okay, they're also going to show up on an implode and a single pitch. So hopefully you guys saw that. Okay, oops. This is where 3V dice set here. And dice out. And we got a 2-2 hard 4. And I will give props where props are due, guys. Again, this is a Craps Master dice shooting journey for me. I am learning as we go here. And I will give props because I learned all this stuff actually from George from CY. George is actually the one who gave me the chart so I can actually figure this stuff out. So let's go. Since the hard way is thrown, you keep the hard way on top. So we're going to go with what's on the front. So we're going to make this one look like a 3 on the inside. Okay, and we're going to make the other one look like a 1. So now we have the 2V dice set. So hard, or the Old Bay bushels on top. And dice out. So that's the one difference that you do with the rhythm rolling is if a hard way set is thrown, you keep the hard way on top. And we got a 3-2-5 again. And I put the 2-3 in the KPI that way because the 2 was the left die. Oops. Go 2 on top. Okay, we're going to roll that 2-3 towards us. We'll make the inside look like 2. We'll make the inside look like 3. So that way we have got that cross 6s set again. Okay, so we got magic aces on top. So just kind of stopped chatting there. What's going on? No questions with this? No comments? No concerns? Get dice out. And we got midnight. That would be the OMC craps, all the dots and all the spots. Midnight. So if you're playing the ATS, we got 2 of the hard ones all the way. Again, that's a hard way set. We're just going to leave it like that on top. And we got the 4 and 5 in the middle. So we got the 4 on the inside. We got the 5 on the inside. So that's exactly how we're going to leave it. It's a cross 6s set now. And we got dice out. So Friday is the day that we actually do what I feel like doing instead of the pre-scheduled throw or toss. And we have magic aces again. Wow. 1-1-2. That should be a repeater win. Oh, I thought that was the second time we threw that today. Never mind. My mistake. Again, we're going to keep the 1-1-2 on top. We have a 2-7 in the inside there. Oops. We need the 2 on the inside. There we go. Now, how do we do this again? Yeah, 2 on the inside, and we got the 3 on the inside. Yep. Okay. So we got cross 6s set again. Okay, here we go. Dice out. The vault is too focused on my setting. Okay, this is an easy way. Once you practice this way of setting, it's actually kind of fun, and it's actually relatively easy to do once you get started. And this is considered a rhythm rolling style of throwing. And we got a 4-3-7. So the left die was the 4, and the right one was the 3. So our first roll was 7 rolls long. Okay. Again, we're going to start over with that 3V dice set, 3-2, 3-6. So every time a 7 pops up, I'll start back over with the 3, 2, 3, 6 dice set. Good morning, Mike. Dice out. Shooter number 2. And Ed did make a comment last night about making sure that you focus on your dice as they're going down the table, because somebody asked the question, I think it's Jeff who asked the question, Ed, do you watch the dice as you're going down the table? And he said, and I agree with him, because this is exactly what I do now, because I'm using the same color dice, is he watches the left dice go down the table, so that when the stick man announces the call, he knows what that left one is. Then he can figure out what the right dice is based off the second number. So, well, that was a come out. So that was a point. Thank you, Alfredo. So we're still in the first shooter yet. Awesome. And again, my Crapsee's not working right now, guys. If you can get your Crapsee working, make sure you open a private table. This is still shooter number 1. Looking for a new point. And we have a 2-2, hard 4. So our left one was this one, our right one was this one. So our new point is 4. And again, we're going to keep those on top. We're going to rotate this so the 3's on the inside. We have the 1 on the inside, so that's going to be our 2V dice set. Remember, if it's a hard way, we always keep the hard ways on top, and then we'll rotate it so the front and the insides are consistent. Now, you can do the opposites if you want, so the front and the outside is consistent, but then that's going to be consistent throughout the 3Vs, the cross 6s, and the 2Vs, like we showed earlier in the beginning of the video. And the left one is a 1, the right one is a 5, so we have a 1-5 mixer. Chris from Sideshow Gamble. So what we're going to do is we're going to rotate that towards us. We're going to put the 1 on the inside. We're going to put the 5 on the inside. So now we have the 4s on top. We have the 3V in the bottom. Okay, dice out. And the dice crossed on me, but we have the 6-5 mid-bow yo, so the 6 was on the left, the 5 was on the right. Okay, so we're going to roll those dice towards us. And we're going to put the inside like a 6, we're going to put the inside like a 5. There's our 3V dice set. So see how that works out really nice like that? And we get dice out. The left one stuck to the wall, the right one bounced off, and we have a 5-2 Bruce. Do not become shark bait. So that is the end of our first shooter now. And we got in 11. We only got 16 roll quality points. So again, we're going to start over with that 3-2, 3-6 dice set. And we're going to keep on with the rhythm rolling style there. If you guys are just joining in, make sure you go back to the beginning of the video. I have a long explanation of how that 3V, 2V, and cross 6 dice set does work. Kind of a continuation of Jeff and Ed's video from last night. Guys, also, if you didn't see Alfredo's bonus show last night, he had Jeremy from Color Up on, had an awesome interview on that. Ryan from Mark the Point also had an interview 2 nights ago, I believe, with Jeremy from Color Up. So 2 times this week we had a little bit of Jeremy, which is awesome to see. Chris from Dice Dejan's been putting out the fantasy football videos, talking about fantasy football leagues and how that all works. So check that out. Dice crossed on me again. We have a 1-6-7 as a come out. So that would be a pass line winner. Do not work the come out, as Alfredo says. That's a natural. Again, 3, 2, 3, 6. So that 1, 6, let's go back to the 1, 6 and see how that came up. So remember that 3, 2, 3, 6 is our start. So it was a single pitch of that right die and it was an implosion of the left die. So see how that works. We have an implosion or explosion of one and a single pitch of the other. That's how that 7 will show up the majority of the times on the 3V, 2V, and cross 6s dice set. The other way would be that double pitch. So 3, 2, 3, 6, dice out. And we got a 1, 3, 4, Big Joe from Craps Master Journey. So we have 1, 3, 4. Left dice is a 1. Right one is a 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that 1 and 3, roll it towards us. 1 is on the front here, so it has to be on the inside here. 3 is on the front here, so that has to be on the inside there. And that's going to give us the Old Bay Bushel on top. That's going to give us the 2V dice set on the bottom. Okay, dice out. So we've been hitting 4s consistently today. That left one crossed over again, guys, and this is a short roll. I'm sorry, the right one crossed over. So we had a 2, 5 Bruce. So that was a short roll. And I always want to get to this side of the table here and I want to punch in my code on Crapsee again. But, oh well. So 3, 2, 3, 6. Let's start off with the cross 6s here. 6, 2, 6, 4. Yep, 6, 2, 6, 4. We'll start off with cross 6s this time. Okay, same thing. The number on the front is on the inside here. The number on the front here is on the inside of that one. So, good morning, puck off. And we got all bets set. Dice out. They crossed again on me, but we have a 4, 6, 10. That would be Wayne's best friend weighing it in, Daddy Joe. So 10 will be our new point. So we're going to take that 4 and a 6. We're going to rotate them right towards us. Inside's going to be a 4. The inside's going to be a 6. So we have the 2V dice set now. So this is how they interchange between the 3 just by doing that rhythm rolling style of setting the dice here. Dice out. And we got a 2, 1. That would be the Alfredo sauce, a little bit of sauce. Ace deuce. Okay, so we'll take that 2 and that 1, we'll rotate it towards us. The inside has to be a 2, the inside has to be a 1. So that's going to give us that 3V dice set on the bottom. Square pairs on the top. Okay. Thanks for the explanation there, Alfredo. And it's similar, but more concise on how I tried saying it. Jeff, make sure you go back to the beginning of the show when we're done here. I did a further explanation of your 2V, 3V, and cross 6s dice family here. And hopefully that will be further clarification on what was covered in your show last night. So, dice out. Did we set the dice? We had a square pair. No, we had a 2, 1. Okay, yep. So we're all set. 3V in the bottom now. Dice out. And we got a 4, 2, 6. That would be the 2x4. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that 2 and 4, we're going to rotate it towards us. We need the 2 on the inside there, we need the 4 on the inside there, so there's going to be magic aces on top, cross 6s on the bottom. Good morning, bam. And dice out. And we have another ace deuce Alfredo sauce. So the dice landed tight together. They split apart after they hit the back wall there, so they probably hit the bump on the wall as far as plus knocking off of each other there. Again, roll the ace deuce towards us. So we need the 1 on the inside there. We need the 2 on the inside there. It's going to give us the 3V dice set on the top. And we got dice out. And this is going to be roll number 5 for this shooter. And we got another 5-2 Bruce. 3-6. You know what, guys? Let's go over to our hardware set. Let's throw a couple in with the hardware set now. And hopefully we can keep it off that double pitch. So we're going to go 5-4-5 for hardware set. We'll see what happens here. With the 5-4-5 for hardware set, now we're not going to be able to do any kind of rhythm rolling, if you will, as far as what we were doing. Because remember, the hardware set is basically its own dice family. We lumped the all 7 set in with it. So 5-4-5-4. Here we go. Dice crossed on me, and they're both off axis. So we have the magic aces. So that would be our come out. That would be a craps check winner on the come out. Okay, so the easy way to tell with the hardware set is if a 6 or a 1 shows, that means that your dice went off axis. If a 7 shows up, that means you double pitched. Anything else is going to be a single pitch on the dice. Okay, so 5-4-5-4, dice out. Looking for a point here. Dice crossed again, and again, we're both dice off axis. What's the chances of this? A repeater here, guys. 1-1-2. So that is a repeater. Go back to the hardware set, 5-4-5-4. And dice out. There we go. We got a double pitch now. We have a 2-5-7. So we're still looking for a point here, guys. Again, like Alfredo says, do not work the come out. Okay. So that was, we went from 2 drifts to a double pitch. And a drift, like Alfredo has in there, he says a drift. But a drift is when both of the dice go the same direction off axis. So we can go on the hardware set, we'll have the midnight, or we could have the magic aces if it drifts to the left. So something to kind of remember. 5-4-5-4, still looking for a point for this 3rd shooter, 4th shooter. Dice out. A little bit long on it. The dice crossed again. Guys, we're still looking for a point. Your left one's going to be a 2. The right one's going to be a 5. We got a Bruce again. So this is almost like that one roll that Alfredo did a couple weeks ago where he was like on roll number 8 or 9 before he actually set a point on it. But he made money off of it, and if you place your bets appropriately, you can make money off of that. So you look at it, we have 40 roll quality score points already just off of this shooter, which is our highest one, and that's basically because of that repeater on the aces. 5-4-5-4, dice out. And we finally got a point. We have a 1, 3, 4, Big Joe from Crapsee Master Journey. And if you guys watched that one, it came up against the wall and they were up tight against each other like this. Oops, I can't even do it with my stick. Up tight against each other on the wall. They bounced up, hit a board right here, and then they split apart just a little bit. So the 1, 3, 4, that would be our new point. That is again one die off axis. 5, 4, 5, 4, and I'm guessing that we're going to keep on with this hardware set, but I'm guessing that the hardware set is probably not a good set for me today. Good morning, Carlos. You want to get a hold of Sleepy2525 for the Craps Nation dice. You can go through Craps Nation and just message him to see if there's any extra ones left. I'm sure he has some. I ordered 2 sets of dice this last time. We have red ones and we have blue ones that I ordered. And actually, that's exactly what I'm using right now is the new Craps Nation dice. And we got a 3, 2, 5. That left one hit and popped out. They were tight when they came down. If you guys watched that replay on that one, the dice were very tight together. That's a single pitch, by the way. And if you have a single pitch of the dice or you have one die off axis with this hardware set, that is actually a good thing to do. Ron's talking about Midwest Gaming stop selling to the public. They might not be available. Actually, they still have a deal with Craps Nation that we are able to get them, but it took us probably 7 months, 6, 7 months before they came in from the time you ordered. So it was a really long wait time this time around for the dice. They were not cheap either. 5, 4, 5, 4, dice out. Wow, that was a really short landing zone, guys. My landing zone is supposed to be up here, and it landed right here, and they stuck. One went right to the right, one stayed right there. We have a 2, 3, 5 again. Again, 5, 4, 5, 4. That was a terrible throw, that last one. And dice out. And we have a 3, 6, 9. That would be the center field 9. And that was, in my thought process, a pretty decent throw. Both of the dice went down. They landed close to the back wall. They bounced up very low in the back wall, and then they came right back down and landed by the back wall with very little energy. So that would be a pretty decent throw in my book. 5, 4, 5, 4. Now it was a little bit higher energy, but this time we got the 4, 5, 9 Big Mac hard 9. So we're getting to the double digit on this roll again, 5, 4, 5, 4. After I predicted the hard way not to do well, but it actually is starting to perform a little bit here. 56 roll quality points. And again, remember the roll quality points that are on the screen right now, guys. That's the RQS. That's an indicator that was put together by Craps Nation for their dice throwing tournament. You won't see that score, that number on any of the other programs out there. And it really doesn't mean much other than give you some kind of idea on how the quality of your roll is going. 5, 6, mid-mo-yo. And by quality, we're talking about, repeaters. We're talking about ATS hits. We're talking about sharpshooters, repeat numbers. The more inside your numbers, the higher the score is. So the 6s and 8s will score more than the 5s and 9s, which will score more than the 4s and 10s, etc. So So Alfredo's asking me if I'm excited about Joliet and the 10-time multiplier tier. I am excited about the trip. I really am. I can't wait to get down there. I want to meet everybody. The 10-time multiplier, I will have to see how that affects me and how it helps me. I'm obviously right at that lower part of that first, or at the mid part of that first tier, because my play down there has been very limited. I've been down there twice. This will be my third time down there in a year and a half, basically. So I didn't accumulate a lot of points the last time I was there. But yes, I am getting excited about that, guys. We have another mid-mo-yo, 5-6. Mid-mo-yo. It's one die off access. And just so everybody knows, I'm going to be attempting to go live every morning when I'm down there. And my goal is to do kind of a recap from the day before. So kind of a little trip report. And that'll be the first part of my going live in the morning. Then right after that, I'm going to try to do interviews with people that are down there. And I have interviews lined up with a couple people already. And most of the people you will know. But we're going to try to approach different topics with these individuals when we do interview them, and we maybe even give them a crack at asking me some questions along the way as well. So hopefully the show will go about an hour long every morning, same time as what we normally do. So I'm going to be bringing all my equipment down with me. We have a 235. So I'll be bringing my cameras with me and my microphones, and I'll even bring my lights probably as well. So hopefully that works out well. I'm also going to be bringing my computer down. I'm going to be helping one or two of the people down there that I've made a promise to help show them how I edit videos and help them so they can start editing some of the videos that they do as far as like introductions videos and stuff like that. We'll be 7 stars after that. I think there's only 1 or 2 people that'll be with us, Ron, that'll be 7 stars, and it'll be Corey, obviously, Sith Lord, and maybe even Alfredo, who knows. I'll be lucky to get to the 2nd, maybe 3rd level with my betting. Dice out. Who knows? I don't even know how possible it is to get to the different levels. Dice cross after they landed. So we have a 6-5 mid-mo-yo again. I think that would be a repeater. So this should be a repeater. It is. So adding those field numbers there and the horns would be helpful. Okay, dice out. 5-4, 5-4. So our hardware set, and that's consistently 1 dice off access. Dice crossed again after he landed. Guys, I bet you'll never guess what we have another throw of. 5-6, mid-mo-yo. Again, trust me, the dice are not loaded. They're legitimate dice. So that is, of the last 5 throws, we've thrown 4 11s. Wow. So all that is a primary on one side and is a 1 dice off axis the other side. 150,000 points. Wow. So I think, Alfredo, this is the 2nd time Caesars has done that this year. If I remember correctly, they did the 10-time multiplier a couple months back as well. And I see that they have another one coming up soon, but it's only be like a 3 or 4 multiplier, and that's gonna be in another month or so. So dice out. That one hit really close to the back wall, but we have the 4, 6, 10, Waylon's best friend on the end. I don't like the energy level on that last throw. They came up pretty violently, although they did land and die really close to the wall. So it was like a bang bang almost. And it's gonna be roll number 16 for this shooter. Again, if you're just joining in, guys, I did a really detailed and hopefully not confusing explanation of the 3V, 2V, and cross sixes dice set. And we have a 1, 6, 7, ouch. So that's where we're gonna end the roll here, guys. Let's look at our statistics. So today we went through 4 shooters. We had an 11, a 3, a 5, and a 16. Box numbers are low, inside numbers are low, 4s and 10s are expected, come out 7s are high, horns are high, fields are high, hardways are low, and it shows us as a dark side play today. We had an SOR of 8.8 and an SRR of 4.4 with 4 come out 7s. So that is different than what we have been doing, and I'll show you what we have been doing here. This is what we did up through yesterday on the brown belt, so session number 5 through 14. And prior to today, we were at an SOR of 11.26, an SRR of 8.21, and that's 379 rolls. So that's almost a little bit over half of the 720 that Ed was talking about last night. So, but anyway, hey guys, have a great weekend. And I hope that everybody is safe. I hope they have fun. And I hope that they come back, that you guys come back next Monday. My name is Joe, and this is my Craftsmaster dice shooting journey. Let's make it yours too. Enjoy.